We're down at Queen's Wharf in Wellington, 24 hours before the start of Leg 3 of the Global Ocean Race, which is from Wellington, round Cape Horn to Punta del Este in Uruguay. And we've been kindly hosted here in Wellington by the Royal Port Nicholson Yacht Club. And joining us today is Dean Stanley, who's the CEO of the Royal Port Nicholson. And we'd like to welcome you and say thank you very much for your kind hosting, Dean.
Thanks, Josh.
The club has always been at the forefront of pushing for development of the waterfront area here in Wellington. And I gather you've got some big plans looming.
Yes, we have. We're hoping to do three things in Wellington here. We want to return the Royal Port Nicholson Yacht Club and the Clyde Boat Harbour to be the jewel in the crown of the Wellington waterfront. Over the last 20 years, the city's been working hard on the waterfront, and our space is the next part to get some fix-ups. So that's the first bit. But we don't just want to build infrastructure. We actually want to build on the events culture of the city and use the boat harbour and the inner harbour as a catalyst to bring significant events to the city. So while you guys have been here for the last month, we've launched into our annual Wellington Harbour Festival, which is 6 weeks of all sorts of events, from public participation, get on the harbour days, through to international yacht racing events such as the restart of the Global Ocean Race. So that's the second plank, is to really build on the infrastructure and the natural advantage we've got. We've got plenty of wind, so we want to make the most of it. And then the third part of the plan is to have teams from Wellington actually competing in these high-class international events. We've got in the youth space, some of the best youth match racing sailors in the world, and we want to launch those guys onto the World Match Racing Tour. And similarly, our Cook Strait is the world's best breeding ground for ocean races, and the calibre of ocean racing in Wellington is second to none, really. So we want to capitalise on that, and hopefully our plan is in 2015, 2016 is that you'll see a team from Wellington sailing in the Global Ocean Race.
Well, that really would be wonderful, and of course here the biggest asset that you have is the harbour and the direct access to big ocean conditions out in the Cook Straits and straight into the Southern Ocean. So a fantastic place for any international team to come and train in offshore practices, I imagine.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, we don't just want to fix up the infrastructure, put on events and sail in those events. We also want to leverage off all of those three things and really get some economic gains for the city. And one of the things that we're very keen to do is to not only compete in the Global Ocean Race, but as we're building up to that, provide opportunities for sailors from around the world to come to New Zealand and to utilise our harbour and our boats and train and learn how to ocean race. You know, from here it's literally out the heads and you're in the Southern Ocean. So if you want to learn about global ocean racing, this is going to be the place in the future.
And of course, we have some quite strong connections here as the Global Ocean Race. This is the second time we've been to Wellington as a stopover. Both occasions have been incredibly warm and welcoming and very successful. One of the favourite stopovers for the skippers. But also sailing into town in first place was local sailor Conrad Coleman on board Cessna Citation. And also, there's Class 40s being built here in Wellington. So you'd like to think that there's going to be a good amount of energy coming through Class 40 sailing here and into offshore racing.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. Conrad's story, he's a great guy, a club member. His grandfather was a club member and cut his teeth sailing on the Cook Strait. So it's a fantastic story that he was first into port this time round. And yeah, you're right. We have BT boats who have the Kiwi 40FC, which has been built by one of our local yards, Hakes Marine, who also do work at the America's Cup level. And it's a growing hub for building world-class yachts, both ocean-going yachts and around the Cairns racing yachts and through to cruising yachts. So that's another angle that we really want to grow out of our involvement in, particularly in the ocean racing leg of it, but also in the match racing leg. You've got to build boats for that as well. So we hope to see by getting involved in sorting out the infrastructure, putting in place the events, having teams in those events, that we can actually really grow our contribution to export marine in New Zealand.
Well, we're certainly very, very hopeful that we'll be back here in 2 years' time. It's always been a wonderful stopover for us, and we look forward to being back here. And we very much look forward to a Royal Port Nicholson Yacht Club team representing Wellington, hopefully in the future. But well done you for spearheading all of this energy that's going on around this Wellington Spirit program, and good luck with everything for the next season.
Thanks, Josh, and good luck to you guys. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to just grow into the world's premier yacht racing event.
Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers.